My name is Daniel Hochberg, and I am a property manager for over 15 years, currently managing about 2,500 units throughout the Manhattan, Brooklyn area. And I had a case recently come up where a tenant was, a DHR case where a tenant was claiming harassment from the landlord against the tenant. Went into a lot of different reasons why the tenant felt they were being harassed. And I spoke with some colleagues, and someone had recommended Leitman Bailey's office. I was familiar with them more on the end of representing tenants than on landlords. But when my colleague recommended them, I figured I would give them a call and discuss the issues. And I gave a call and was eventually responded to by Massimo D'Angelo pretty immediately. We went from there, and I was extremely happy with the outcome of the case. Yes, I think throughout the case, anytime there were any questions or anytime I reached out to Massimo, whether via phone or email, I'm pretty sure I got responded to within an hour at most. Emails pretty much immediately, phone calls maybe take 45 minutes to an hour. But the response and the care that I felt was given throughout the entire case, explaining everything to me in detail, not feeling like I should know everything or did know everything, but making sure that we went step by step exactly what the case was about, what we needed to do, what information was required from me, and what Massimo was going to handle from there. Yeah, for the preparation of the case, so Massimo, we went through the specific claims that the tenant made of what was harassment, and Massimo asked me exactly what had occurred. Typically, he advised me to keep it short, not get into too much detail, answer the question, but don't bring in anything else, and really assisted me in answering it the correct way. And again, I felt it was very, he took it detail by detail and was very thorough, very engaging, and it was very easy for me to understand exactly what needed to be done from that. So I think I've dealt with a lot of attorneys in the past, and typically when it comes to responses, I think I've been very happy throughout the industry. Again, I felt Leitman Bailey's office was extremely quick in responding. Where I felt that they separated from some of the other attorneys I've used, I felt that other attorneys, I will speak to someone who's maybe a partner or a little higher up, tell them what the case is, and then all of a sudden I get passed on to a paralegal or someone I didn't even discuss the case with who actually goes to court. I was very happy in this case. Massimo handled the case from start to finish. He was the one I dealt with. He was accessible whenever I needed, and again, he was very thorough in going through the exact details of the case. I felt that in many other firms, you might deal with one person, get passed to another, and then the person who's actually at the hearing itself is a totally different person, and you feel like you go through the story several times over. In this case, it was once at the beginning, and Massimo understood everything from there, and he basically led me from that way, as opposed to other firms where I've been following up with them. So the specific hearing, again, met Massimo prior to the hearing. He was promptly on time. We discussed again what we already had discussed numerous times, but to make sure prior to the hearing we were both on the same page. Explained to me exactly what I was going to expect at the hearing, who was going to be there, what kind of questions they were going to ask, and he hit everything nail on the head. We went through the actual case. We sat down. Massimo did majority of the talking, explained to me, sit there, he'll let me know when I should answer questions, but for the most part, he responded and he spoke with the tenant. I thought it was very great how he handled the case. He basically politely was speaking with the tenant, but yet on the same tone was being slightly aggressive, getting her to speak. He explained to me after the fact his intent was to get her to speak, to get the tenant to speak as much as possible. Typically when a tenant is going to speak more, they're going to say something that is not going to help them, and it's basically exactly what had happened. He was very friendly, got them very comfortable, got them to talking, and at some point throughout the case he got them to say something that was detrimental to their case and positive to our case, and was probably one of the reasons why the outcome was positive for me. I would absolutely recommend Leitman Bailey's office, Massimo specifically, and now after this experience I've dealt with some other attorneys, and I would highly recommend. They're very attentive, very good at what they do, and specifically in the landlord tenancy that I've experienced has been unbelievable.